Hi, my name is Tad James.
And my name is Adriana James, and would like to welcome you to the Timeline Therapy Certification Training. We are both certified Master Trainers of NLP, Master Trainers of Timeline Therapy, Master Trainers of Hypnosis, and teachers of the Magical Accelerated Personal Evolution Program.
I've authored 7 books and numerous audios and videos in the field, including the very magical Secret of Creating Your Future, which is now in its 2nd edition and recently rewritten by my co-author Adriana James. I'm also the creator of the revolutionary paradigm for human change known as Timeline Therapy.
Timeline therapy has become extremely popular all over the world. It is the single most effective, quick, and painless form of coaching that allows clients to let go of all of the negative emotions from the past, the limiting decisions from the past, and create the future the way they want it. We have Timeline Therapy Institutes all over the world and teaching Timeline Therapy in different languages.
For the last 27 years, I myself have gone through a process which has enabled me to draw to a close the past period of my life and to set up the future the way I wanted it. So I was able to actually create my future the way I wanted to, and the name of the technique is Timeline Therapy. In this 27-year period between 1984 and 2011, I was joined by Adriana in 2001, I've traveled extensively teaching Timeline Therapy in trainings and in seminars worldwide, in the US, in the United Kingdom, in Canada, in many European countries, and Australia and Asia. But enough about me. I'm only telling you this to give you an idea of who I am and what I have to share with you.
This message is all about you. This training is about you. And more specifically about helping you to become extremely successful in your NLP or coaching business and in your life.
You see, the experience that I have and the experience that Adriana has means that we've seen what it takes to succeed in this business.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, we've seen what it takes to succeed in life. We've seen exactly what makes the difference between being a success and a failure. We've seen exactly what causes people to fail, and we've seen what causes people to succeed. And that being the case, if you're ready, we'd like to talk a little bit about Timeline Therapy, give you a brief overview, and tell you what Timeline Therapy is and what it can do for you.
You know you're a qualified NLP practitioner or coach. You spend the time, the money, the energy, you put a lot of effort to become certified. And you care deeply about your clients and probably have gotten already great results for many of them.
In absolutely every way, we believe that you deserve to be making very good money and to be very successful.
I agree.
And if certification alone, if caring and competence were all that there was needed to get rich, you'd already be very rich.
Most likely.
But that's the biggest fallacy in the NLP coaching business, we believe, and actually it's in every business. People think if they just become more technically proficient, or if they just have more certifications, or maybe if I just get one more license, they think people will beat a path to your door, and that's just not true.
The fact of the matter is, if I may say, the best in any industry are rarely the highest paid. That's unfortunate, but that's how it is. In today's it's a frenetic world, right?
Frenetic.
Incredibly competitive world. Some of the best in every field, not just NLP, are starving for business.
And here's why. Even the best practitioner or coach in the world will struggle and suffer and eventually be forced out of business without a constant stream of new high-quality clients.
New high-quality clients.
Like it or not, having a successful business is not about how good you are in your field.
No.
But about how special and effective you are and how happy and clear-minded you are.
Yes.
And what special and extraordinary ways you have available to you to assist your clients. Notice I said special and extraordinary ways.
Very important words. Special and extraordinary ways.
And this is what Timeline Therapy is. Imagine a life filled with traumatic and painful memories. And in a matter of 10 minutes per emotion, all of the major negative emotions are gone.
Now, many people do have painful memories in their past.
But what if they were gone, never to return?
What if?
Now, tell me what it would be worth to you, or even your clients,
yes,
to gain truly an inner feeling of personal power, of increased self-worth, of greater social confidence, better health and vitality, and more important, freedom from fears and negative thoughts. What would happen if they could have that, or you could have that?
Well, here is another way of looking at it. You can ask yourself this question right now. Do I have unwanted thoughts that come up repeatedly? Here is an even easier way to think about this. Let's say, ask yourself this question. Have I ever been yelled at? Have I been ever ignored, ridiculed, teased,
Have you ever experienced being expected to be perfect all the time, to perform perfectly? Or have you ever experienced a sense of loss, perhaps in sports or in career, or perhaps in your relationship?
Have you ever felt like a failure in relative to everyone else? Or maybe constantly doubting that you can achieve anything?
Have you ever been harshly criticized even when you absolutely performed at your best? Have you ever been criticized like that? And maybe you don't like your looks. Maybe you're too fat, or too slim, or too short, or too young, or too old.
Are you dwelling in self-pity or as a shield against the world? Are you afraid of taking full responsibility for changing your life? Full responsibility, I said, yes. Are you being sometimes negative? Nothing is good, everything's horrible, everything goes wrong.
What about emotions like anger outbursts? You know, like when you come home from work and you're tired and you blow up at your partner or your spouse or your children or even the dog. And out of nothing. There's no reason for you to blow up, but you blow up.
Yeah.
And then you feel guilty about it. Or maybe you feel sadness. Or what about fears or anxieties or guilt? These are all common emotions.
Another question would be, are you sometimes feeling exhausted emotionally? Oh, here is a good one. What about intimacy? How many of you listening to this video have you ever experienced time where you felt really a low self-esteem, when you just felt not good enough in an intimate setting, even if professionally or even in the family life you seem to be functioning perfectly? Are you sometimes paranoid when your partner meets an attractive and very good-looking person?
How many times have you been passed over for promotion? Maybe you couldn't stomach going in to take an interview for that job, which was basically yours for the taking.
Yep.
How many times have you wondered if you really have anything to offer someone else? Now, these are just some examples of negative emotions and limiting decisions. And these are things that people deal with all the time. See, it's not as simple as seeking the company of other positive people, although you could do that.
It helps.
It's not as simple as taking control of your thoughts, although you could do that.
It helps.
It's not as simple as telling yourself that from now on you're not going to read into someone else's actions, although you could do that.
It helps.
It's not as simple as telling yourself you won't feel awkward in silence any longer, and that from now on you will not tell yourself that something must be wrong with you. But you could do all that, but it probably wouldn't solve the problem.
No, because the root of the problem is somewhere else. But think of it this way, if you had any of these examples that we gave you at times, your clients had it too. Your family members had it too. Your children had it too. Your co-workers, your boss had it too. And when that happens, we all think that we're alone in it. And then when sometimes some people choose to drink too much, or party too much, or smoke, or out of control anger, or we end up in too much debt, and we don't have enough money, and then we have to postpone again that holiday we wanted so badly this year, and then we feel even worse.
Everyone has something they want to get rid of. No one is exempt from thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that they just want to get rid of. No matter how famous the person is, that is just a fact of life.
That's absolutely true, and it's just that simple. And you can fight this if you want. Many people do. Most people do. And some people do this tooth and nail. They fight it and fight it and fight it, but it doesn't change the reality. See, you can't live in a should be better world. And if you insist on doing so, prepare for some, dare I say, vicious reality checks on a consistent basis. This is why timeline therapy is so unique and recognized around the world.
And here's the good news. In this seminar, we'll teach you the timeline therapy techniques so you can really eliminate all these things we've talked about from your life, and you can create being in your life or having in your life what it is that you want to have or what it is that you want to be.
And you can do that exactly the same way with your clients.
You can do this with yourself and your clients easily. You'll learn how to use all of these techniques to enable you to do one major thing. Let go of all your negative emotions and limiting decisions from the past so you can create the future you want and the future you desire and the future you deserve. To create more of what you want in your life more easily and more quickly. And we will see you there.
We'll see you there.